Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I relocated my wiper fluid reservoir. So in my last video when I was clearancing these big old tires, you probably noticed that it was really close to that windshield wiper reservoir fluid. And I've been meaning to move it, but I've just been really lazy. It's been really hot here in the Central Valley. It's 109 degrees today, so I'm trying to get this out of the way before it gets too hot outside. Essentially what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be removing the stock OEM reservoir. It's located right here, right behind all this plastic, and we're gonna replace it with something else that will fit a little bit better in the engine bay. So this here is what I'm going to be using to replace my reservoir. You can see it is a coolant return system. It's usually used for coolant, and so I know that this is actually going to hold up to the high heat under the engine bay. A friend of mine actually tipped me on this and told me that I can get this system for about $8 at the local O'Reilly or AutoZone. And so I went and checked it out, and I saw that it actually came with a bracket that you can use as well. You can kind of see it on the photo, and I'll show you guys a little bit later. But the nice thing about this system is it's really small and compact, and it also comes with that bracket. So it should be a quick and easy mod to do. Let me show you guys what kinds of tools I'm going to be using for this. All right guys, for this job you're going to need to have a drill with a step bit that goes up to 3/4 inches, and then you'll need a punch if you want your holes to be accurate. Some kind of marker so you can kind of mark the hoses and mark the location you're going to be drilling. You'll need a 12mm head socket with an extension to remove the airbox, and you'll also need a 10mm to remove the bolts that hold on the old reservoir to the frame. And optionally here, if you don't want to use the self-tapping screws that come with the kit, you can use a M6 riv nut, and if you have an extra bolt laying around, you can actually use the existing hole to put this riv nut in to secure the new reservoir. Alright guys, before we get started, I wanted to share with you guys the plan. So this reservoir mounts in two different ways. You can mount it vertical or you can mount it horizontal. And I think what I'm going to be doing is mounting it vertical. Kind of depends on how much room I have back here, but vertical seems like the way to go. But the idea is that I'm going to have this right under the airbox here. Obviously remove the existing one, and then that way I'll have access to still fill the reservoir if I need to with more wiper fluid. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the existing reservoir. We're going to drain it out and put it in a bucket, and then maybe take out the airbox to see if we can get a little bit more room down here. All right, you guys, we're going to start removing some bolts down here. There's only a couple that are holding it on. There's one that's way up here in the back. You just need a 10mm. And the other one is back here. And then there's one more up here that is semi already broken on mine, but it's still hanging on. All right, so I should be able to lift it off this little tab right here. All right, there we go. So we're not gonna be using this anymore, so. All right, you guys, so this is the windshield wiper fluid reservoir. You can see it's got two of the water pumps in here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be taking it out and draining it into the bucket. But before you do that, make sure you label which one is which, because you're not gonna remember later to plug in this plug back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark it, maybe one of them with black. That way I know that this connector goes with this one. That way when you turn on your windshield wiper, the rear one doesn't come on. Actually, I found a silver marker, so I'm going to use that instead. All right, so now we know that that one goes with that one. We should be able to just pull this out and it should just come tumbling out. It's kind of friction fit in there with the rubber grommet. Oh, there we go. That was fun. All right, well, I lost a lot of fluid, but that's okay. It's just 99-cent fluid from Walmart. All right, I wanted to give you guys a closer look at what I pulled out. You can see here, this is the OEM pump, and you can see the wire still connected. And then you can see on here, there's a rubber grommet on the reservoir. We're gonna need this to transfer over to our new reservoir. That way it can make a seal with this connection right here. And you can see mine's a little crusty. I'm gonna probably just wipe that down. And then up here, we're gonna start taking off all of these wires that are connected to the box. So if you remember, we labeled this with the silver print marker, so we can simply just remove it now because we know which one goes with which. Just press on that tab and you should be able to pull it off. There we go. All right, that's one connector. The other connector is right back here. It's not that far away. You just have to pull it out the same way. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. All right, guys, I was having trouble removing that second connector because, you know, there are things in the way. So I figured I'd just remove this guy out of the way for now. And all you need to do is, it's just held on by these little clamps. You just spread them out and you can remove it. And if you just wiggle this thing, it'll actually come up all the way. And you can see it comes out pretty easily. We won't be using this anymore. And if you want to remove this piece, just squeeze underneath and it should come right up. Okay, we're back down here again, and you can see it's moved a little bit more and it's actually fallen off. So what I'm going to do now is remove that second pump and remove this reservoir from the vehicle. This guy's about 20 years old, so be a little gentle. We're going to be reusing a lot of these things. Okay, so there's the second one. Then you're going to just unclip the wiring harness, and that should free it up. So I wanted to show you guys something interesting on my reservoir. My Canadian 4runner actually has this windshield wiper fluid sensor, and it detects if you have low fluid. This is a Canadian model only. I am in the US, but this originally came from Canada. But one thing to note is you're going to need these rubber grommets, so make sure you don't toss this yet. And all you need to do is just pry it out, and it'll come right out, no problem. Just be a little careful because you don't want to have to buy new ones. All right, there we go. That's all we need. And this guy we can just toss. All right, you guys, so we're going to remove the air box out of the way because it's kind of in the way and the reservoir actually doesn't fit right now. So all you need to do is just take off this 12mm, disconnect a couple harnesses and hoses, and maybe just disconnect it right here. A couple 12mm down here as well, and right here. Be careful with this plug because this mass airflow sensor is not cheap. There we go. All right, so it looks like vertical is going to fit really well in here. There's actually quite a bit of room down here. It's about an inch or so because the bracket's going to come in here and hook onto that. All right, you guys, you certainly could use the self-tapping screws provided here to drill a hole and put it in, but I'm actually going to go one step further and try to use this existing hole. I noticed that this M6 riv nut actually fits perfectly in here, so I think what I'm going to do is use that instead, find a bolt, and then that way I have kind of similar to kind of the factory welded nuts under here. I can just bolt it on when I need to and take it off using the bolt. So you guys don't need to do that if you don't have a riv nut tool. You can always just drill a hole and just screw it down with the provided screws that they give you. All right, hopefully I'm able to find a bolt in here that I can use, and these are just from all the junkyard adventures that I've been having. And you can see this one looks pretty close, and it looks like that one actually works perfectly, so awesome. These are just the standard 10mm bolts that you can find anywhere in the 4runner, like these right here. So I wanted to show you guys, there is a big hole down here already, right here, that we can pass the wires through. And we're gonna see if we can get them up to this area up here. All right, guys, you can see the dangling water pumps here. So what we're gonna do is see if we can disconnect it from the body here. And there's just a couple of clips that are holding it on. You just gotta squeeze it from the back and it should come right off. Okay, there we go. So one thing to note is the one that I labeled, the connector is smaller. So I guess I'll just note that for myself. But I'm gonna disconnect this other one as well from the water pump. All right, guys, a little hard to see, but right here, there's a little plastic trim. This guy right here, you can't really see it, but you gotta lift it up and take it off. All right, guys, I was messing around down there and I noticed that when I move those wires, it actually comes up to right here. So this is the wire for the washer fluid, and you can see there's another plastic trim in here, and maybe you can't see it that well, but I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. And this right here is the plug for the actual washer fluid. So let me see if I can free it and yank it through this hole right here. This hole will be actually a lot better than trying to go through this hole. Yeah, this definitely is the washer fluid. There's the water hoses. So we're gonna cut this tape off. And we're just cutting the tape that holds it onto this bracket, plastic thing. Just make sure you don't cut the hose.
And I'm just gonna rip this thing off because we don't really need it.
There we go. So this is that plastic that was holding on the harness. It's just, they just put tape around it to kind of hold it against this.
Alright, so all of our wires are free now, and it looks like it's coming up.
Alright, we're back down here, and I want to show you guys, everything is pretty much free now. The only problem is we're not going to be able to pull these through the little holes up there. So I'm going to be disconnecting this pigtail harness here. We can just plug it back in really easily. This is what's powering the pumps. And then here, we're going to have to disconnect the hoses, so make sure you mark it so you know which one goes with which. So I'm going to mark this one silver again. So I can see like all these are the silver ones. Let's go ahead and disconnect all these so we can pull it through to the top of the engine bay. Now you want to be a little careful here because these are really old hoses. There we go. All right, so we got everything disconnected. We're gonna see if we can fish it up to the top now.
All right, let's see if we can pull it up. See here, one hose and the rest of it.
Here we go. So you can see there is plenty of room to reach where it needs to go. All right, you guys, next step is to modify the reservoir to have holes in them so we can plug in the new pumps. And I wanted to make sure that they will actually reach, and I think they'll reach no problem. It doesn't really matter where we drill the holes. All right, you guys, I went ahead and cleaned up all of the water pumps, and I've already marked 2 holes on here. And what I want to do is, remember, this is going to be sitting up in the engine bay like this, and you're kind of looking at it from the front right now of the vehicle. You got to make sure that you offset these a little bit because remember there's going to be hoses coming out of here. So I was thinking something like that, or maybe, yeah, something like this would be better. Just make sure your grommet still fits on here, obviously, and it does. So I noticed that my step bit that I got is a little bit too small, and this step bit goes up to a 3/4 inch, but I think it's better if it's small. And I actually already tested it on the packaging here. I drilled it all the way up to the 3/4 and I was able to fit this in here. So I think smaller is better, and we'll find out if it leaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill those holes out now.
Going high speed.
All right, that's a pretty clean hole. So you can see here it doesn't really fit in there, but the water pump fits. But I actually can massage it in here, which will give it a little tight fit. There we go. Nice and tight. And then this will go in and tighten it even more, which is what you want. So go ahead and finish the other hole. All right, guys, that is finished product. So let's go ahead and get this back in the vehicle now and finish up the mod. All right, you guys, we are back at the vehicle, and you can see here I've got it plugged in a little bit here. What we're gonna do is reassemble everything and make sure everything still fits. One thing I'm concerned about is how thick this guy is sticking out from the bottom. So I might actually have to change the bracket that we made earlier, and hopefully it still works out. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug everything back in just to make sure everything still clears. So when you plug this in, make sure you kind of rotate it and maybe lubricate it even if you have some soapy water or something. This reservoir is a little flexible, so you don't want to force it too much. So we're going to go ahead and plug these 2 in. So you can see it's like that. And just as I suspected, this guy's sitting a lot higher now, so I might actually just be able to use it flat, which might make your guys' lives easier because you don't have to bend it. All right, guys, so I rebent this guy back to as flat as I can, and notice that I'm able to fit this right here just like this. So that's kind of nice. So I think I'll do that, and then I'll just kind of bend this off and break it off since I won't need that. So I kind of rerouted the wiring a little bit down here under the headlight, so that way it doesn't get in the way if I need to change out my headlights for whatever reason. If you remember, the U-shaped one is the one that I marked in silver here, so I just plug that one back in, and then this one goes in the other one. All right, and then for the plug, we're just gonna see if we can route it on the inside here so it's out of the way. All right. All right, guys, I went and cut the bracket off, and now it looks like everything is clearing just fine. So if you guys are watching this video,
Make sure you don't bend your bracket. Shouldn't have to. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this now. All right, this thing is now secured, and I'll probably paint this a little bit later. And everything down here seems to clear just fine. The harness is a little bit close to this piece of metal down here, which I'm a little worried about, but shouldn't be that big of a deal if I turn this a little bit. There we go. And then the hoses clear just fine as well, so shouldn't be an issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and refill this reservoir back up with the old wiper fluid and see if anything leaks. So I found this water bottle I'm gonna use first, just to see. And it seems pretty dry down here, so we should be good. I'll go ahead and fill up the rest of it now. All right, guys, I filled the reservoir back up as much as I can, as you can see. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is put this rubber gasket back in, because it actually seals the top here, and it comes with the kit. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And it just pressure fit, and there's a sticker on here that says may be hot, so don't touch it. I'm just kidding. All right, you guys, here is the final product all buttoned up, and you can see the plugs are right down there hanging out of that hole, and you can see everything is buttoned up here. And one thing to note is once I put this air box back in, everything went really snug. It doesn't really move that much anymore. Here's a shot of the bottom, and I'll show you guys. You can still open this cap even though it's right up against this. Still opens no problem, and you can put new fluid in as you please, and you can close it, and it's sealed, and it doesn't move, you know, barely. It doesn't really move that much, so it's not really going anywhere, and everything looks like it's pretty good. And then down here you'll see we have a ton more clearance now. There's actually no reservoir in the way anymore. So if we really wanted to, we can push this wheel forward a little bit. I do plan on moving the charcoal canister on the other side as well, but you guys can check out that video later. So make sure you subscribe for that. But now that we have everything buttoned up, and I also confirmed there are no leaks, so we're gonna go ahead and hop in the vehicle and see if everything is still functioning properly. All right, you guys, moment of truth. We're gonna turn on the wiper fluid and make sure that everything still works properly. So let's go ahead and start with the front. All right, so that's good. And then you probably can't see the back, but let's see. So you probably can't see very well, but I do see fluid coming out, so everything is working like it should. All right, you guys, that about wraps up the washer fluid relocation project. So you guys can see it was pretty simple. It only cost about $8. If you don't have some of the tools that I mentioned, you can check out my links in the description, or just go to Harbor Freight and buy a step drill bit. They're relatively inexpensive. You can see most of the project was just relocating the wires and drilling a couple holes for the most part. Now, a buddy of mine actually told me that somebody is actually reselling this kit for $45, and all they're really doing is taking that $8 kit that I showed you, pre-drilling a couple holes and pre-bending the bracket, and basically making it a little bit more plug and play for you. So if you want to go that route, you can go ahead and look for that kit if you like. Now, I'm not going to go and promote their product, so I'm not going to show you guys where to buy this kit. But if you guys do find this kit, just know it's the exact same kit. It's just a little bit simpler than what we did here. You're still going to have to relocate all the wires and the hoses, so you may as well just DIY it. Well, guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more videos. I'm going to be doing more mods to this 4runner, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss those videos. Have a nice day, guys.